Okay, I'm going to take you quickly through the options menu for Verizon's UCCaaS Jabber for Windows. So let's take a look. We're going to click on the cog here, go to File and Options, and I'm going to go through these rather quickly here. Start Cisco Jabber when my computer starts. That's nothing more than telling the Cisco Jabber client itself to auto start when you turn on your PC and log in. Conversation windows, if you want the conversation windows to be remembered and come back into the same conversation window. For example, if I had two people in my conversation window, so here's my Jabber, here's my conversation windows, and if for some reason I logged out of here, excuse me, I don't want to log out of there, I want to log out here or exit, and the two conversation windows were up. If I go back into Cisco Jabber, um, those two conversation windows are going to come back up with the two contacts that I was discussing with. So sometimes if you have to reboot your machine for some reason and you always talk to the same folks all the time and just want those same conversations to come back up, you can use that feature. All right, let's continue on. So we got a spell checker here. That's self-explanatory. We can change the fonts for our outgoing chat messages, and we can reformat any incoming chat messages. Sometimes that helps you distinguish um, your chat messages from those that you're chatting with. Audio, this is particularly important if you have a headset and things like that. If you have a laptop, most laptops have microphones and speakers in them, and sometimes if you don't hear somebody or you can't hear something on your headset or somebody tells you they can't hear you very well, it's important to come in here and just make sure that you pick the right speakers and pick the right microphone. This is a virtual machine, that's why you see this odd remote audio and microphone here. But you would see your, onboard speakers or internal speakers, headphones, and things like that listed under here. And then ring, do you want what speakers do you want to ring? The onboard speakers, your speakers connected to your um, desktop or desktop um, docking station and things like that. And then you have this little indicator here for the microphone and how that's picking up. You can see it's picking up my voice. And if someone asked if you were, you're speaking too loudly or too softly, you can drag this left and right here to increase um, or decrease the gain on your voice. And video, same as audio. If your video is not displaying correctly or transmitting correctly, you might want to check to make sure you have the right virtual camera, the right camera selected. On calls, you can bring the conversation window to the front for computer calls or phone calls. And what this means, it should say if you're using the phone on your computer or if you're using your desktop phone. So that's what that's saying. Do I want Jabber to come to the front of my other applications when I get a call when I'm in soft phone mode or when I get a call when I'm in IP desk phone mode? You can also use a conferencing service if you buy Verizon's audio conferencing service or you don't have WebEx or something like that, or you purchase a conferencing service from somebody else. You can put that number in here in host and guest pin, and that will um, allow you to select several contacts, right mouse click, and start a audio conference. And then from that audio conference, it would dial your number. It would also allow the other people to auto dial the number and give them the guest pin, and then auto put your host pin in as well. Status. So if you want to show your status, that's the status right up here. See, I got a little green bubble and I'm available. You want to show yourself away when there's 15 minutes of activity or less than that or what have you. So you can customize that. Do you want to show yourself away when I lock the computer? So if you log out or lock the computer when you walk away, or your company may have a policy that locks your display after so many minutes of inactivity. So you can set that here as well. And then you can also let others know when I'm in a meeting. So this is if you're in a WebEx meeting or if you're in a meeting that's listed in your calendar. Um, it can allow people to see that you're in a meeting, display you're in a meeting instead of available right here. So people will see, or I should say here, people will see if you're available or not or in a meeting. Location services. There's several features behind here, but uh, for this talk, I'm just going to say that when you put locations in here, you can then choose the location where you're at. For example, I have home office and work office here, and I do have some addresses here, but I'm just talking about this name right here for this talk, and then I can choose over here my location, and I can choose where my location is at. Okay, so I can choose either one of these. I thought it was under here, but it doesn't look like. I kind of got confused there, so maybe it's. Oh, excuse me. When you actually put in these locations, um, it remembers things like your IP address and subnet mask and default gateway, things like that. So it would pick up that automatically. If you change locations, like if your IP address changes or something, it will come up Jabber for Windows. If you have enabled locations, it'll come up and ask you, hey, it looks like you're at a new location. Would you like to put your address in and then give it a name also? And then it will automatically tell people what location you're at when you're logged into that particular place. Again, it's driven by IP address and things like that um, from your PC. Sounds and alerts. Do you want to sound and alert when you get incoming chat messages? What about group invites? So if somebody selects a group, for example, let's Elizabeth Swan, if she chooses a few people here, right mouse clicks and starts a group chat. Do you want to automatically get added to that group chat, or would you want it to ask you to join that group chat? Um, do you want alerts for all incoming calls? If somebody calls my phone or my soft phone inside Jabber, do I want to be alerted? Do I want something to come to the front of my PC, even though I'm maybe in a web browser or something? Do I want a toast to come up here to tell me I'm getting a call? And then you can also, if you don't want to show incoming call alerts when in do not disturb mode, so obviously you probably want to leave that there, but if you ever go into do not disturb mode, then when some incoming call comes, you're not going to get a display alert. And then the same goes for, so these are displays, these are visual, and then these are audio. Okay, as far as indications or indicators of chat messages or phone calls coming in. And then you have chat message sound, so you can change your chat message sound, the little dingy sound that advises you or gives an audio um, representation of somebody, some message waiting. So you can change that, and you can play that here as well. And then there's your ringtone, what kind of ringtone you want. So you have several in there. And then you can mute Jabber sounds when you're on a call. So if I'm taking a call, for example, if I was on the phone, maybe somebody started texting me here or IMing me, and I wouldn't want to hear those sounds. Maybe I have a headset on or something, so I wouldn't want to hear those dings coming in, or those, I call them dings. All right, so let's keep on here. Where sounds and alerts, privacy. Now this is controls who can view your status and who can send you messages. So this is inside your domain. So inside your UCCaaS company domain, mine happens to be vzbdemo.net. Do I want to allow everyone to view my status and send me messages? I could block everyone and just allow people that are in my contact list to see my um, send me messages and see my presence. And then outside my domain, so there's a thing we can do called federation, where we federate two companies together, for example, someone in your supply chain or something like that, so you're able to extend instant messaging and presence outside of your company. And basically this is saying, do I want people outside of my company to be able to see, chat with me and see my presence? And by default, it's on prompt me every time. So if somebody adds you, another company adds you as a contact for instant messaging, it would alert you and say, hey, this guy is at such and such domain, is asking to, he's adding you as a contact and wants to subscribe, is what we call it, to your presence and also be able to send you instant messages. Self-care portal. This will open the self-care portal on what we call CUCM, Cisco's Unified Communication Manager. So if you push that, that actually engages a URL. Excuse me. That brings up a web portal where you can log in with username and password. You can change things like your um, single number reach number, your mobile number, and things like that. Now, some of our customers will see this. Some of our customers, our newer customers, will see what we call CUCDM, which is our other portal that allows you to, um, or other self-care portal that allows you to change single number reach and some other things for your telephony. Okay, and then we have Outlook integration. Do we want to save the chats to Cisco, save the chats to Outlook? This is a neat feature where you can save all your chats, or you can search them and things like that. If you don't have persistent chats, or if you reset or something like that, sometimes all the chat history will go away. It's nice to be able to search chats inside your Outlook, and I'll show you what that looks like here. See, we have this folder. Now this folder's in my server side, so these are being copied to my server. They're being archived, they're being backed up, things like that. So if I ever lose my laptop or my laptop crashes, I'm always going to get this back, and I'll also have all these chats in here, and I'll be able to search through those chats as well, right in my Outlook search bar here. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at meetings, your meetings options. So the meetings option is connected to WebEx. So if you purchase a WebEx agreement through Verizon, UCCaaS, or Cisco directly, you can come in here and put your credentials in here in the website, and that will allow you to escalate to a WebEx meeting, and I'll show you that in just a second. But you put your credentials in here, you edit your account. Now this WebEx site here will be put in by Verizon or your administrator, and you get a little drop-down list, and then also, depending on how your system is set up, you could click here and put in a new site if you were given that by your administrator. So once you do that, hopefully you have your WebEx set up already. If you don't have your WebEx set up already, once you put your credentials in here, you can click right here. What happens is this Jabber will engage the Meet Now meeting. So there's this concept of a Meet Now meeting inside WebEx, and it's just similar to a personal room. In fact, now the new systems, personal room and Meet Now, are kind of the same thing. Okay, so how does that look? Oh, excuse me, and you can also click this checkbox, which will display meeting reminders as little toasts popping up here. So let's take a look at what that looks like. If I were engaged in an IM with somebody here, so Jack is talking to Elizabeth, and then right here, if I wanted to escalate this to a meeting, let's have a WebEx, something like that. You can see Elizabeth got that text here. She can say, sure. And let's go back to Jack. And then what he would do, this little 3 dots right here, he can choose to meet now right here. So meet now, that again is contacting WebEx, starting up the personal room, and then you can see that Elizabeth Swan gets the meeting invitation as a pop-up toast here, and then she can just click to join, and it should go right into that WebEx. So that's how that works. Right, let's close that. Else. Okay, so let's go on through calendar. This is a calendar integration where we can share our present status, bring that from the calendar, bring that present status into our Jabber, and then send that presence to our other contacts. For example, if I had a meeting right now in my calendar for right this particular time, that would be shared with Jabber. It would be shared with Jabber, would kind of be injected into Jabber and then sent. I got mixed up with my. It would be grabbed from the calendar, injected into Jabber, and then sent to people that were subscribing to me. For example, Jack Sparrow. And that takes a little bit. Sometimes it's a few seconds, sometimes it's a few minutes. So I'll try to demonstrate that here now. So let's go to today, and it's a little late right now. Let's see if I can get to the right place. And it's 11, and what I'll do, I'm just gonna set up a meeting right now. We'll say 11 to 12, 1 hour, and this is a test meeting, and I'll say WebEx here. We'll go ahead and save and close that. That comes up, okay, and we can see we're in a meeting here. So that from Outlook, your Outlook calendar, it injected that presence into Jabber, and then Jabber then would tell other folks, right, Jack is in a meeting. So that's how that works. Okay, do we have anything left? Um, that's it, and you have several choices here to do that. Alrighty. I hope this has been helpful, and thank you for watching.